What's going on, guys, and welcome to September's episode of Plus Club, the show where we play the games offered on PlayStation Plus throughout the month, and at the end of the month we talk about it. My name's Seth, and joining me today, of course, is Chevy. Chevy, how you doing? Are you excited to talk about Stardew Valley, Psychonauts 2, and Viewfinder? Find out what we will be playing in October, and we found out what we are playing in October as well when it comes to the community pick game of the month. People should go watch that if they want to find out what their votes, which of their votes got through and won. It might surprise you. It surprised us quite a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing that I thought was going to get through. I just go watch it. But since then, how you doing? And
Doing good. Looking forward to talking about the games, though I do have a small regret that we didn't play one of them as much as I would have liked, but that's life. So,
which one?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, true.
And we only really got like it was an all day thing.
It's the most I've ever played of the game, so that's good.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have at least tried to get through 1 year in the game, but that didn't happen. So
yeah. I'm excited to talk about these games. I'm excited to talk about the games that are coming up next month, which are Alan Wake 2, Goat Simulator 3, and Cocoon. I found out Cocoon is like a top-down action game or something.
Okay.
So, because otherwise I had no idea what it was. Cody says it's good. Okay. So at least there's a little bit of an endorsement there. I have played through and beaten Alan Wake 2.
That'll be easy for you.
So that'll be easy. I'll likely have to play it for you as well, because it is a spooky game, kind of. I don't think it's that scary, but a lot of people think it's like terrifying. So, and then Goat Simulator 3, I will play. I played the first one when it was like a big meme, and it was like, whoa, it's crazy, someone made this. And then like we came back to it later for PlayStation Plus, I think. And I was like, okay, the joke is over. So what else do you got going on here? So it'll be really interesting to find out what they've done since then to make, we'll skip a sequel and jump to the third one, which is the joke I get. Also really curious about Cocoon, because I've like heard of it, but I forgot about it. And then I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I never played that. So that's my thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, so I think the big takeaway I'm getting right now is that relatively bite-sized games outside of Alan Wake 2, and realistically, I don't know how much of that I personally get through. I have watched you play part of it already before, because when it came out, you were just, like, come check it out. And I've seen, bits and pieces of it already.
I'm really curious to see how it looks on console, because that's like one of the best looking games that exists right now.
Right.
So wonder how it performs.
Yeah, it's true. And then also, Goat Sim will be super easy. Be real easy to kind of like hop in, mess around, and see how much more of like a game maybe it is compared to the though they obviously added stuff later. Goat Sim was a strange experience. So I am curious if you can recapture that energy, or if it's just going to be kind of more of the same. And then Cocoon, I don't know anything about other than what you've told me today on it, but it should be relatively easy to sit down and play. And then our game of the month, which I won't spoil, so you should check out that episode, will be very easy for me. So I'm actually kind of a little relieved, because I got some really big games I got to play.
That's true. That is true, yeah. I didn't think about that.
But, yeah.
Does Goat Simulator 3 have co-op?
I don't know. I thought the first one did.
Does Goat Simulator 3 have co-op? I'm asking AI real quick for anybody listening. Yes, Goat Simulator 3 features co-op for up to 4 players.
All right.
Interesting.
Easy enough.
Yeah, easy enough. So we'll have to play that together.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Not really.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments what do you guys think about these games. Are they the games you want? What games do you want on PlayStation Plus? And so let's get into our reviews. If you don't remember, we played Stardew Valley, Psychonauts 2, and Viewfinder. I feel like we should probably start with, I actually don't fucking know, Viewfinder. If you didn't get a chance to play Viewfinder, it is a first-person puzzle adventure game with a story that is about climate change, basically. And yeah, in the game, you.
It's Spaceballs. The Spaceballs, the planet is nothing but buildings, and there's no nature, and so they go to Druidia to steal
yeah.
air.
Yeah, that's the story of Viewfinder. But yeah, in Viewfinder, it is you go into different basically levels, and you have to figure out the puzzle. The puzzles are all solved by view and composition. So a lot of times you'll use a camera with a viewfinder to take pictures and use those pictures to put in front of you, and it imprints what was in your picture in front of you in 3D. This also will happen with random pictures you find on the ground. Also, there are some visual things you can look at that will create new areas to go to.
Images that show up based off of like viewing angle.
Yeah. Which is really interesting for me, and we'll get into it as somebody who's into photography, to basically solve puzzles by composition. And yeah, you go through, you complete these levels. A story kind of happens as you go through until the finale. The game is like, what, 4 or 5 hours maybe? It's a pretty short game. 3 hours maybe? 4?
I mean, something like that.
Depends on how fast you solve the puzzles.
Terrible time, so.
Yeah, very short game, bite size. I beat it. You beat it as well.
I did.
So we'll be doing a full review of this. How about we start with your thoughts and full review of Viewfinder in September?
Okay. Well, I will say that for a game that is mostly just kind of like literally going from stage to stage because it's set up that way. Mm-hmm. Almost like Mario 64-esque, jumping through the paintings type of thing. You go through, you solve puzzle, you click machine, and you go to next puzzle, and you keep doing that until you run out of puzzles, and you've beaten the game. It does a pretty decent job of actually presenting what its message is throughout the game, which I appreciated because I was very much kind of checked out playing it. And I don't mean that in like necessarily a negative way as much as like I was playing and doing the puzzles and not really focused so much on like any dialogue, especially there are at some point there's a lot of dialogue being presented to you in the later half of the game by something. And I was kind of like half listening to him, which I'm not going to blame the game. I just don't think I was in the right mindset at the time I was playing it.
I started out the game not really paying attention too much, but as I was playing it more and more, I started paying more attention to the story.
Right. Well, and I got the gist of it, obviously, because after beating it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Especially, the way the conversation started going as you started getting towards the end of it. And overall, I thought they delivered on what they were presenting. So they did a good job in that regard. I think most of the puzzles were engaging enough. There's only 2 instances where I got like stuck and I said screw it and I looked them up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was like, and this isn't like a humble brag, I didn't look up anything throughout the whole game, but there was like 6 or 7 puzzles where as soon as I started doing it, I was like, how the fuck do you do this? Like, how am I, like, how the hell are you supposed to even figure this out? And then I always was able to figure them out. Which I think anybody could, but like that experience happened multiple times where I was like, am I going to have to look this up? And then I didn't. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Like the game's really good about like, you could probably conceptualize it by just looking at it. But once you start tinkering around with what you can do in the map, you all of a sudden go, oh wait, no. If I do this, now this will work. And then it starts like kind of coming together.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to like say too much about it in case, you're listening to this and didn't play it. But one of the puzzles that I ended up having to look up, and then after I solved it, after looking it up, I kind of went, wow, that was a lot simpler. I was overcomplicating it is what was happening with there. But it's one of the first times where the puzzles were perception. I don't know how to word it. So basically, like, you enter the room and there's some stairs, but when you get close to the stairs, you realize the stairs aren't actually there. They're painted in a way that's an optical illusion when you're
I know what you're
further
talking
away.
about.
And there is a battery you need up top, and it's a painting of a battery. It's not actually the battery, but there's a way to get said battery. And I just wasn't understanding it the whole time I was doing it. And then I checked out the solution. I was like, oh, wow, that was stupid of me. That was really easy. So
There was a lot of puzzles towards the end of the game that like there's literally like a couple of them I went in and solved almost instantly. It just instantly made sense as soon as I walked in. I was like, that's clever, but like I'm surprised this isn't more difficult. But I
Right.
think my brain was just in the right place
Yeah,
for
yeah.
those puzzles. But then there's a puzzle that involves a watermelon. It's the only puzzle that has it.
yeah.
I could not fucking understand. Like I was there forever, just
Yeah.
like putting it on the hill and rolling down. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to do
The
this
hill
shit?
part threw me off for a little bit, and then after that, I was like, "Oh, okay," because like you don't really use the copy machine too much in the game.
Yeah.
And then that mission, you definitely do.
Well, and I just
Or I guess not. Copy
I started
machine,
experimenting, and the part of the map you can destroy, I was like doing that, and I was like, wait, and I'm not going to spoil how to do the puzzle, but as soon as I start like cutting up the map, I was like, of course, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why the fuck I didn't think of that. So yeah, there's certain times where like I'm sure per person, the way all of our brains work, you go into some of these puzzles and you just get like, because a lot of these puzzles you don't even have to do it one way. There's like almost like a sandboxness to some of the problem solving.
Right.
Specifically, some of the puzzles later that involve sound, where you set things up, and one of them I think I solved in a way I don't think I was supposed to do. I mean, the game is designed to allow you to do however you want, but like I don't think that would be the method a lot of people would have done. But I was able to do it.
Well, the last mission, the way I handled getting around a gate, that's the 5-minute mission.
Yeah.
The way I was doing it, which made the most sense to me and gave me a round walkway around it, is not the like when I looked it up because I got stuck on the sound part of that mission because that was the second one I got stuck on.
Don't say too much about that final mission.
No,
but
I'm not. But the objects they used to get around were not the same as me. I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to do it that way.
You're talking about the part with the boombox?
Well, that's the part I had to look it up for, but that's
Yeah.
not the part I did differently than other people.
Oh, okay.
There's a part where you literally you go forward, there's a wall, and you have to get around it, and so you literally have to go around it. But there's like I've watched multiple ways, and the way people figure out how to get around it is differently. I took a round object and just placed it on the wall, and it just gave me a walkway that went around it.
Yeah, I feel like I know which part you're talking about, but I won't talk about too much. But I'm pretty sure all I did was just take a picture of the ground in front of me, put that over to the right, and then I walked to the very end of that ramp, turned around, took a picture, because I'm not going to say what happens when you take pictures, that's part. But I turned around, took a picture of where I just walked, and used it to basically make a V around that.
Yeah, see, and I didn't see people do it that way either. So
Yeah.
it's my whole point was the sandbox nature of
Sure.
of that part. Now 4 different solutions I've seen
Yeah.
to getting around that wall. So
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm even like humoring talking about this as much as I don't want to talk about the finale too much. It just kind of illustrates that you can do things completely different.
Yeah.
So
Even though obviously the result is the same because it's their little snapshot, puzzles. But yeah, it's interesting because it does kind of let you, with the tools the game offers, allows you to just kind of like come up with solutions that probably make that obviously more sense to you. So,
yeah,
but yeah. But yeah, other than the 2 times I kind of got stuck, the puzzles, like you said, were pretty simple. And I don't mean that in like a, it was too easy sort of way, as much as like it was just enough to be engaging without being frustrating. And as someone who's not into puzzle games at all, I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
So it made the game digestible for me. I was able to go through it. I was able to recognize a lot of it was clever. I do think they did a good job in a lot of that. I think the visual style of the game too is also pretty good. It's very simple in a lot of ways, but there's also like kind of leans into the the idea of like photos and like invert filters and stuff like that, right? So yeah, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent time. I did obviously sit down and beat it. So it is.
I was actually surprised when he said you beat it.
Yeah, I did it one day. So I just sat down, I played it, and I beat it. I was just gonna play it for like an hour or two, and then I realized that I was just kind of trucking through it pretty easily. So I was like, I'm just gonna try to beat it. So.
Yeah, I got to about 85% through it, and I was like, that's enough. I'll be able to talk about this. Then you told me you beat it, and I was like, I should just finish it then, so we can talk like in full. So, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Overall, though, I enjoyed it enough. It's sadly not something I probably would have bought ever, but I am glad I played it. So,
yeah. I actually really liked this game a lot, but it kind of makes sense because, as I kind of mentioned before, in case you guys don't know, I'm a photography nerd. Love cameras. I love photography. I have like 12 different cameras. I mean, this is my kind of thing, and so figuring out puzzles based off of angle and composition and doing more photography based stuff was really interesting to me. The visual style is simplistic, but it doesn't bother me too much. But the music I thought was good, even though it was very simplistic. It's a very simple ambient track, but I kind of dig the atmosphere it builds. The story is pretty straightforward. I did kind of like that it plays with the idea of like hopelessness, but also hope. I also thought the performances were better than I expected for a game like this.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially towards the end, I was getting some emotion out of it, and I was like, okay, like, they're actually, telling this story in a way that, comes off authentic, I guess. Yeah. I also love that the game is fairly bite-sized. Once I played through and beat it, it was satisfying, but didn't feel too long. A game like this could definitely get long feeling if you just kept playing it. But they do a really good job at variety. Just at the point where you feel like you're kind of getting too much of one kind of puzzle type, they'll introduce new things to keep it fresh and interesting. And I also appreciated, without mentioning any detail, segment in the game that kind of tests, almost like a quiz, your knowledge of everything that you've learned. So yeah, that was definitely, I appreciate the variety. They were very creative in their puzzles, even though a lot of them weren't like super hard. And I'm not into puzzle games, so I don't care if a puzzle's hard or easy. But I appreciated that they made you think without being annoying.
Yeah.
But also not so easy that like I'm like, okay, well, this is like a baby puzzle. There were some puzzles, like I said, where I walked in and figured it out like instantly, but it still felt gratifying because it felt like a mix of like my own thoughts and perception on things, because it kind of gives you that element of like you can figure out how you want to figure it out, but also with the things I've learned playing the game and just like the intuitive level design that sometimes just clicks and sometimes doesn't. Even though I didn't get much out of the levels that I beat really quickly, it still felt nice to go like, oh shit, and just instantly do it. And you're like, okay, well, like that's over. But then later, once you're sitting there going like, what the fuck do I do here? And then the whole composition photography thing, I really, really, really enjoyed. So a lot of times with the camera, you take a picture of something, and sometimes you have to replicate something in the map that you need to use to get out, but you can't use it there. So you have to move it somewhere else. And so like I would like try to utilize as much of the frame as possible to get as much in there as possible. So I like stand at like weird angles and take a picture of like the whole thing. So I'm like, it's so compact now I can put it in a smaller place over here and get more out of it. And you could take a picture from a lot of different places to get the same result, but it gave me, you do a puzzle in a lot of games and there's just like the way that you have to solve it. In this, I felt like I got to be creative with figuring out puzzles, and that's fucking awesome in my opinion, because I'm not into puzzle games, and this just felt like I could put a little more of my touch on it, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, good variety, creative ways to do puzzles, sandboxy, which is unexpected. Music I liked, visuals were okay, story was fine.
I mean, it existed.
But well, yeah, when I first started playing it, I was like not even paying attention. I'm like, it's okay, do the puzzles, whatever. And then as I was playing it, especially towards the end, I was like, oh, they're trying to tell a story here. I should pay attention, and it's fine. It's what you pretty much expect. But I thought the performances were pretty decent, honestly. So I kind of liked the way they performed it. And I kind of appreciate too how like gamey it is in the sense that you like have 5 locations. Each location has a bunch of different puzzles that you have to warp into, do them, and then you leave. And so you kind of, it's like really simple to just like check it off and
It's
boom,
quite literally
boom,
levels.
boom, boom, boom. Just like you know what you have to do. It literally tells you in the beginning, like, oh, the 5th zone has 12 puzzles to finish. So you know exactly how much you have left to do. Which for me, especially somebody who's playing it for the channel, I don't know really what I'm getting into. It's all kind of blind. There's a lot of information for me to kind of gauge how much more I want to keep playing, and I beat it. So also one thing I didn't mention in the intro to this game is as you play it, you unlock filters. So when you take pictures with your camera, the zones that you render in 3D after you use your picture will be rendered either as like night vision, a painting,
Cold, warm,
inverted, and as you keep playing, you keep getting more and more filters. So it kind of gives you some stuff to kind of play around with visually as you play, which is I think smart to give you rewards basically as you're going through this game. So, but yeah, overall, I like this game way more than I thought I would, surprisingly, as a not puzzle guy. In fact, this might be, I can't think of any off the top of my head. This is either my favorite or top 2 favorite puzzle games ever made, which is weird to say because I'm not into puzzles in games. But I really enjoyed this, and I would actually really like a sequel. I hope they make one. I don't know what the story would be about, but I just want more puzzles, and I would probably buy it. So
high praise.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I really liked it. Let's jump into recommendations.
Okay. Before that, real quick.
Okay.
What without obviously giving away too much of the game, what was your favorite type of puzzle that they wanted you to perform, basically?
What's yours? Because I
like the stationary cameras. I thought that was probably
okay.
I liked that figuring out what to do with the cameras that you weren't able to move. So.
I think some of my favorite stuff was that was interesting. I also thought it was cool that you eventually have to start using yourself in pictures.
Yeah, a lot of that's from the stationary cameras.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, because you were talking about stationary cameras. So that was kind of cool. No, my favorite stuff was typically just having to get creative with taking pictures of things that can't be used over here, which is throughout the whole game. It's a pretty constant thing.
Different texture when they introduce it, is that what you mean?
Different texture?
Like the dark material that you can't take pictures of or whatever?
No, that actually drove me nuts, but it was challenging. So,
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you need to. So, for instance, there's a puzzle where, like, if you stand on a thing, it charges something, and then it hits the exit point.
Okay,
but then when you get off the thing, it starts counting down while electricity's still going through. But you don't have enough time to get over there. So basically what you have to do is take a picture of it when it's fully charged and put that somewhere else, and then put it in a way that you'll be able to get to it in time.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff I always thought was really clever. I also thought, even though the copying machine puzzles always allowed for so many copies when I only needed to use like 2 of them,
right?
Which I'm like, what's the fucking point of all these? I also thought, even though it was frustrating at first because it took me 3 times to get through it, the finale mission I thought was actually really clever. Just kind of like testing you. And then, there's some other... Oh, I really like the sound puzzles as well. I thought those were fun.
So most of them. You liked most of them.
Yeah, I like the game. I like the game. So,
I mean, I appreciate most of them too. I think my favorite was definitely the stationary cameras though. So
yeah, those are cool. Recommendations. puzzle games
So if you're into like experience type games,
like Journey.
like Journey,
Okay.
like those type of games. I hate that that's always the example, but it kind of is.
It's like a whole thing though. Just experiencing the journey, the adventure.
Yeah, and this is not as long as that, but this is a similar type of experience. I feel like games with messaging, because this game definitely has a message, and it's not too aggressive about it. It just kind of presents it in a way that makes sense for its world. You know, I would recommend this. If you like puzzle games, obviously, it would be probably should have been my first recommendation. It is absolutely a puzzle game, and I think it is good for pretty much most people in that regard.
Even if you're not into puzzle games, as both of us are not really into
not
puzzle
super
games,
into it,
I would recommend to you because it kind of, I think the sandbox nature of it allows you to kind of think outside the box a little bit.
I also think the bite-sized puzzles helps a lot.
Yeah.
So.
And it's also not puzzles in the sense that you're playing a different kind of game and you have to stop to do the puzzle. It's just a puzzle game in general. So
yeah. I think that's about all I got. Personally.
I mean, I agree. Puzzle games. I think the Journey thing was a good one. I didn't think of that. It does definitely have that, like, from A to B, go through, you've experienced something kind of feeling. And then loosely, if you're somebody who's into photography, whether in real life or you like taking pictures in games, you will likely enjoy figuring out puzzles in this game, because I did. Yeah. I would love to see in a sequel, too, if they like gave you like an upgraded camera maybe with different lenses that did different things. That'd be kind of interesting. Like wide angle. That might be a little too much, but...
yeah, I don't know if it'd be a sequel, though. I think maybe something adjacent, but...
Well,
storyline wise, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's how I'm not talking. I'm just saying next game.
Right.
If they made another game, it'd be cool to do something like that. You don't got to fuck around with like ISO or anything like that, but it'd be cool to add some more things in there to kind of get creative with certain stuff.
Gotta bokeh everything.
Yep, that'd be interesting to play with bokeh. Yeah, pretty much agree with everything you said outside of the photography.
Okay.
If you're into that, play it. I grade first.
Yes.
What am I gonna grade it? Fuck. I think I'm gonna give it an A-. I liked it a lot. I think the story maybe could have been a little better in the way that it's told. I didn't really care about until the very end. And it's like a very straightforward story. It's nothing super deep, but just the core gameplay, I was never bored. I enjoyed every puzzle, even the ones that I was going crazy trying to figure out. But yeah, I really liked it, and it's definitely one of my favorite puzzle games ever made. So yeah, A-. The only thing I think that could really improve it is like. I don't know, maybe more variety in terms of like visuals of the map. Every map looks kind of
pretty
samey.
similar.
Yeah. And story could have been improved a little bit, but the puzzles themselves are awesome. I mean, that's basically where my A- is going. And yeah, there's just stuff that they could have improved, but the gameplay itself is awesome. So I just like to see even more variety on top of that.
Yeah. So pretty much for all the same exact reasons you just mentioned. Though I'm going to go B+.
Okay.
Though I do think, future game, if they decide to make this style of game again, I don't know the studio or team or whatever.
Yeah, I need to look them up.
I would say story wasn't bad. It just was very simple. So that could use improving. And then, I agree with the environments part. It is very samey for especially when you get towards the end of the game. The one time you kind of get like a scenery change is when they introduce that material we were talking about earlier with that you can't take pictures of, and then after that it's all the same. So,
yeah, it would have been cool to see some new environments maybe.
Yeah,
but yeah, one thing though I want to give them, I mentioned in my review, I guess, is how inventive the tech they're using to take 2D pictures and turn them 3D. I was never bored of that, and I was kind of blown away by it. It's like a crazy thing they're doing in that game. So I would hope they would make another game, because there's not a whole lot of games that offer that.
True.
So it'd be really cool they've already built the tech, like, do it again, but
Yeah.
make a new story, whatever the hell you got to do.
Well, they can even do something like that, and then just instead of making a puzzle game, they can make a platformer even out of something like that. So,
Sure.
but
Yeah. All right. So B+, A-. We seem to have liked it. I liked it way more than I thought I was gonna. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Viewfinder. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? And if you did play it, what did you like about it? Do you have any criticisms of it? What did you think of the whole 2D, 3D picture thing they're doing in the game? What do you think about the story without spoilers, or spoiler warning if you want to talk about it? And would you like to see a sequel? Also, what's your favorite puzzle game? Blueprints is actually kind of cool, honestly.
probably Fez off the top of my head.
Fez? Interesting. I haven't played that in fucking forever. Yeah, let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to Viewfinder. The other game we played, or second game we played in September was, let's go, Psychonauts 2. If you didn't get a chance to play Psychonauts 2, this is the sequel to Psychonauts, and a continuation of that story, and a story that I don't know a whole lot about.
Same.
I actually played the first Psychonauts because of PlayStation Plus. Otherwise, I probably would have never played it. But yeah, this is a continuation of that. You're, oh god, what's his name? Rasputin, who is supposed to be a psychonaut, but then he's actually an intern, and you have to go on missions to kind of prove yourself in this very, it's Tim Schafer, but like Tim Burton-esque, wild and crazy world of people who are entering people's minds and doing all sorts of missions. It is a action platformer where you run around, use abilities. You can only have 4 abilities equipped at a time. You got to switch those out. You can upgrade them. You get pins later that can augment them. And yeah, you go through a very story-centric gameplay loop where you go to different locations and you platform, you fight enemies, you use your abilities to problem solve the environments, and also problem solve the enemies into the dirt. And yeah, anything. It's very story heavy, very humor heavy,
Very yap heavy.
very visually stylized. We both played it. I go first, right?
Yep.
Okay, so like I said, I don't have a huge affinity for the original Psychonauts, but I remember playing it and liking it enough. I should go back and beat it at some point. Which I'll probably say I should probably beat this one as well. I did not beat Psychonauts 2. I put about 4 or 5 hours into it. So take that as you will. If you're a big Psychonauts fan, I know there's a cult following to the series. And if you're thinking like, well, you didn't beat it, what are you reviewing? The experience of the game, and that possibly I'd like to come back and keep playing it. But from what I got out of it this time around is it's very interesting to see a game like this in modern times. I think this came out in 2019, 2020, maybe. So it's still like a modern platformer, but it feels old school, which is interesting, both good and bad. It takes me back to the days of Psychonauts, but also like Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff, where you had like platformers that, I don't know, had a fucking soul. Like there's so much style just bursting from this game, and so much personality, and the writing is so Psychonauts that it kind of takes me back to a time where people were bold enough to have like original ideas and execute on them. So carrying that from the first game to this game, pretty cool to see. Now with that though, with it feeling old school, it's kind of a clunky game. Controls are not the best. It's completely playable, but like platforming doesn't feel as good as it could. Like mantling onto stuff feels kind of wonky. There's a couple times where like I jump onto something, he'd grab it and just let go and fall. And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Combat is not as good feeling as it could be, although I do think it's creative. All the abilities you can use, I fucking hate that you can only have 4 abilities equipped at once and you have to go into the menu to switch it. I think the menu and UI is kind of clunky as well. But outside of that, the combat is kind of neat because you get these abilities that you can use for like moving around the environment, but also fighting people. And it kind of allows you some freedom in how you want to go about fighting people. But yeah, the game feels old school in the sense of its like its vision, its sense of humor, its very old school platforminess, but also in its mechanics, design, feeling, and gameplay. And also, I'll complain sometimes of games overly telling you where to go constantly with like yellow paint and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of that. This game kind of under tells you where to go. It like I was doing certain things. And I'm like, I had to like figure out how to fucking do it with the buttons.
Yeah.
It didn't give me a tutorial. I'm like, that's weird, but it feels old school in that sense. And then one time it taught me how to do something, but as I was falling, it was telling me to do something, and I died, and I didn't have time to read it. And I was like, okay.
I had a similar experience, but instead of falling and dying, I was clicking on something.
Yeah.
And it popped up, and I closed it. I was like, awesome.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel like they fucked up because they didn't know what they're doing. It feels just like old school, like back in the day where games didn't tell you a whole lot about how to do things. So you could view that as like authentic feeling. I view it as like you could have maybe modernized that a bit more, but they didn't, so that's fine. But graphically, it's a clean looking game. It's not the best graphics ever, but the visual style is like where it really fucking stands out. Obviously there's like almost no straight lines in this whole game. Everything's just fucking everything's fucking spaghetti noodles.
True.
And so it definitely has a visual style. It definitely is very unique. There's no game that looks like this. You look at this, you're like, it's Psychonauts, of course. The world and characters, even though I don't have an affinity for it, so I'm not coming into it going like, oh, that's blah, 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 that's blah, blah, blah. I have like a faint familiarity because I played the first one a little bit. But I really appreciate like the writing and just how thought out all the characters feel. They feel like individual characters. They all have their own personalities, both visually, but also just what they have to say. The writing, everyone talks about these games being like hilarious, and I'm not the kind of guy who like finds a lot of things like fucking crack up hilarious, but I did appreciate that it was witty. In some ways, like I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute the way they did that, or like, oh, that's funny, like, but never like actually made me laugh. But I'm kind of tough in that regard, so it's not anything against the game. It's just more of an observation. But I did appreciate the writing, so I'll give them that. It definitely felt smart. Yeah, the gameplay is a lot of platforming. All the combat scenarios I experienced were all the same. You go into a place, a bunch of enemies show up, you fight them. Once you fight and beat them, you go into the next area. And there's a lot of the same types of enemies constantly. So that wasn't super awesome. But the environments are super varied and very story heavy. Like you go into new areas and something visually happens that didn't happen in the last area. So the visual storytelling is like very well done, very creative, and nonstop voice acting, which I appreciate, because in a game that's this story centric, you can tell they really had fun playing out these characters, and the writers definitely enjoyed what's the word I'm looking for? Experimenting. Holy shit, with this world, and what they're playing with here. I both like and don't like all the fucking collectibles everywhere. At first I was like, what the hell is going on? Why are these things everywhere? But then you collect them and you start being able to upgrade your abilities, which I like doing that. So of course I'm like, I gotta collect them all. But it does feel weird. Every room you walk into, there's just a shitload of things to collect everywhere. Especially like, in major story beats or whatever, you're like paying attention to what's happening, but also going like, I gotta grab all this shit. So it's interesting in its pacing in that regard of like every room I go in, I'm like, okay, hold on. I'll continue the story in a sec, but I gotta get all this stuff. It has a really interesting reoccurring thing where you have to kind of bounce between thoughts and put together different thoughts, which might have been in the first game. I don't know. I don't remember that. But it's a puzzle, and a puzzle I'm not super into, but I did think it was well done in the sense that no matter what thoughts you bounce between, there's always new dialogue for those two thoughts combined. That was kind of cool. So definitely some cool ideas there. And then also the kind of going back to like the idea of like old school platformers like Conker's Bad Fur Day and stuff. I appreciated like the casino area. If you guys played an hour or two into the game, I think it's like an hour into the game. There's a part where you have to go like multiple areas to collect these things to get further, and you get like a cool sense of variety in these different areas with different stories happening and different characters showing up. That it kind of just took me back to like old school platformers. I thought it was kind of neat. I already talked about the abilities, but the upgrades to the abilities are pretty substantial. They changed them quite a bit, so I appreciate that. The pin system as well. Other than that, though, I don't think there's other progression in the game. I think it's mostly just a story-based platformer. But yeah, I want to continue playing it, but I don't know if I'm going to be... I got to be honest with myself. I got a lot of games to play right now, so this might also be a come back and play later, and I still haven't beaten the first game. So, but I did enjoy it for the most part. There's certain things about it that I really enjoy, but it's all in aesthetic, story writing, voice acting, all the storytelling. If this was like a movie, I would definitely watch it. Gameplay wise, though, it feels a little dated, and it's not the funnest thing to play, but it's also fine. It's not terrible. And I do like that there is any sense of progression. There is things to upgrade, which is pretty cool, which gives you a reason to explore and get more stuff. But yeah, overall, I liked it enough. I need to play it further to see where the story goes, to see if my like for it will either go up or down. I've heard the story is fantastic, though. I've heard a bunch of people say that this game's awesome. So kind of makes me want to play through it. I think it's a short game, too. I think I read somewhere you can be in like 15 hours or something. So in a game with this much voice acting, that makes sense, too. So
Yeah.
Because that costs a lot of money. So yeah, overall, I liked it. I just didn't beat it, and I should at some point. Thoughts?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of stuff you said about like the game design aspect of the game, I completely agree with. I think that, obviously the visual style is very unique and stands out for sure. The character designs are very wacky and like, you would not mistake this for something else. So, the game is full of voice acting, which I very much appreciated, and it was done very well. I do think the gameplay is clunky. I'm glad you brought that up, because the first thing I did is especially in combat, I was like, I am getting frustrated.
It's not like Biomutant bad, where it's like you guys didn't know what the fuck you were doing when it came to designing movement in this game and in combat, but it has like a patina to it. It feels like old school to me.
Yeah.
Feels dated.
Excuse me.
Nope.
So the game itself, in all those regards, I honestly I don't really have a lot of negative to say, other than I think the controls could be better, and combat could feel better. I could also do a little bit better job of giving you some direction on where to go. On a personal note, I don't like platformers all that much, and everything about this game, like aesthetically, story-wise, humor-wise, almost everything about it, I didn't like at all. So I was pretty bored playing this game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that is a quality of the game problem. That is 100% my taste preference, and I just am not the right guy for this game. Seth mentioned being a little tough on comedy. I'm probably worse. So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was a little rough for me in that regard. I do appreciate that. It's this Double Fine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Everything I've ever played of theirs, like I absolutely see why Double Fine has like the audience it has. Like they just make, unique games for sure.
They make Double Fine games.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I would never, want that to stop. But that being said, I am not their audience for this game. At least I've played other of their games and loved them though. So I don't know what it is about this one. I just the vibe's a little off for me, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad they're able to make it though. For the longest time, like
people love this game.
Yeah, I thought they would never.
I was
make
a little
one.
worried to even like say I didn't like it because I'm like
Sure.
I'm gonna piss someone off. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I personally I'm just not into it. That will not go into my grade too much because I try really hard to separate my personal feelings versus like the technical part of the experience. So, and I recognize a lot of the quality in the game. So,
Yeah.
I just personally, I've uninstalled it. I'm done with it. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
but yeah, I don't really have a lot more to add because honestly, the whole time you're talking, I was like, yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. So I just wanted to emphasize the parts I really agreed on, and that was, the creativity, the visual style for sure, voice acting, and the control stuff because those were kind of the standouts for me as well. So.
Yeah. This game also takes me, I'm just thinking about the old school feeling factor of it. It takes me back to like Bully as well. The idea of playing as like I think
That's
Raz.
a clunky game.
Well, yeah, sure, but it's a PS2 game. But I think Raz is like 10 or 11. He's like a kid. So it's interesting to play a game where you're playing as like a kid amongst kids with all these teachers or whatever. Like it just has a vibe that
Being in danger constantly.
yeah, going to casinos and gambling. Yeah,
Also, not being able to touch water.
true.
I don't know if that's something they explained in the first game, but they just were like, "You're cursed." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's probably definitely a you should have played it to know thing. Yeah, got anything else?
I don't.
All right, recommendations. I'm going to go with obviously Psychonauts 1, but you've definitely played that if you played this. Platformers, definitely old school platformers, story, comedic centric platformers that we really don't get anymore. Let's see. Games where you got to collect a lot of shit. If you're somebody who's like, every level I need to find everything and get everything, this game definitely has that.
Yes, it does.
If you're into comedic games, something we don't really get a whole lot of nowadays, definitely check this out. If you're into weird stuff, whether you're already a fan of Tim Schafer, but also like Tim Burton stuff, I'm not trying to
Right.
compare them too directly because he's definitely different, but like Tim Burton also for the longest time had like a reputation of being like, the guy who makes specific stuff that's very much his style.
Yeah.
Tim Schafer has a very similar thing in gaming. And so, if you're into that kind of thing where someone has kind of a more bizarre mind, even like Kojima, if you're into, one person's mind making these weird environments or whatever and stories and characters, definitely check it out. But yeah, platformer. If you're not into platformers, you're not going to like this. It's a straight up platformer. You're jumping around a lot. You're fighting enemies. You're figuring out puzzles. So with an overarching weird and funny story.
With telekinetic everything.
Yep. Yeah. All right. What would you grade it?
So I do think it is a well-made game. I do think some of the things I complained about are definitely a relic of when it was made, mixed with the. I would assume Size Studio. I don't know how big Double Fine actually is. I know they're not tiny, but I know they're not like a massive company either. I don't think. I could be wrong, but my personal taste aside from it, I do think it is a well-made game, and obviously people love it. So I'm gonna give it a B. I think that's a pretty fair feeling for me. I think there's definitely some room to improve. We've already mentioned it a couple times now, but I think the controls could be a little better. Combat could feel a little more exciting, and oh god, what was the other thing? Direction could be better. So
Yeah. The things I like about this game are like an A- area, and the things that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to it feeling dated and the gameplay is like a C area, C plus probably. So I'm going to give it also a B, almost a B plus. I think if I kept playing this game, it probably would inch its way up to a B plus. Just because I do like the world and story, stuff like that. I think it's just so weird and interesting that, it really stands out on its own. But from what I've experienced so far, not having beaten the game, my impressions of playing this game on PlayStation Plus, I'm giving it a B, and definitely interested to keep playing it. And I have a feeling the grade would probably go up because it seems like a story that you need to finish and invest the time into to really get more out of it. So, but yeah, gameplay is just like fine. So, if this game didn't have a really interesting world and story and characters and voice acting that was good, I wouldn't be a fan of it because the gameplay is just fine. So, but yeah, B, strong B, definitely a unique game. But I just need to play it more. So
Yeah.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Psychonauts 2. Specifically, if you're a big old fan of Psychonauts 2, let us know. I'm sure you will.
I'm sorry.
But did you play it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? And if you did play it, what did you think of it? Favorite things, least favorite things? What do you think about what we kind of said about the gameplay itself versus the world and story? What do you think about the world and story and characters? And what's your favorite Tim Schafer game? And yeah, tell us everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to Psychonauts 2. Last game we played this month was Stardew Valley. If you can get a chance to play Stardew Valley, it is a cozy life farm sim
Yes.
type game, in which it's a 2D top-down game where you inherit a farm and
Imagine that.
you go day to day, literally. At you better be asleep by 2 a.m. otherwise you're gonna pass out.
Yeah, get robbed. I don't know if you get robbed in this one, but that's typically how these games work.
And you have to basically decide how you're going to spend every day. Every day you can go out and start cleaning up your farm, building your farm, start cultivating your farm, or you can go to a dungeon and fight things and get stuff, or you can do what I did and just go fish all the time. There's a town with people with names and personalities that have daily things that they do that you can interact with. Stores close at 6 p.m., 5 p.m. So
4 or 5,
if you're gonna go to the store, you better fucking go. There's a bar where everybody hangs out after, though.
It's small town life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's small town life, and you build relationships with these characters. You can even marry and have kids.
Yep.
In this game,
Yep.
I did not
Plural.
experience that.
You can also choose 2 different. I'm sure there's other endings. I always play this game for a long time, and I have to start over every time I used to play it. But there is the community center, which is an objective thing you can do, or there is the Joji Mart, which I've never attempted to do.
For anybody who hasn't played it, though, basically just multiple objectives and endings you can do.
Yeah.
And then there are events that happen on certain days throughout the game.
Holidays,
and you can interact with those or not. And then last thing, it has seasons that you actually have to think about in terms of what you're doing, what you're planting, all that kind of stuff. There's missions you can take on daily. And you can go throughout the years as well. So there's a time or a sense of time in the game, and it has co-op in which you can do all of this stuff
up
with
to 4 player.
Up to 4 people. We accidentally made a game for 3 people.
I don't lead a house.
So there was just a third house sitting around when it was just me and you playing. And
the other thing to add about the multiplayer too is to include more people. You just have to put a house on your property, and that allows for another player. So
yep. We both played it. We start with you.
yep.
What are your thoughts of Stardew Valley on PS5? Because you've played this in the past on PC. And
Multiple times. Yeah. Which is probably giving away a lot already. I've talked about it multiple times on the channel, but if this is the first time you're hearing me talk about Stardew Valley, I freaking love this game. I like this type of game anyways. Like Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, Story Seasons, Rune Factory, all sorts of stuff like that.
You're speaking certain people's language right now.
Yeah, I love this game. It's something that you can kind of you can play. There's all sorts of little mini things to do. You're always keeping yourself occupied, but then it's relaxing at the same time, which I really enjoy about that. Dragon Quest Builders, I think, is probably another good example of that. That has a little more combat in it, but yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy this kind of gameplay loop. I think that this guy, one guy, Concerned Ape, who made this game, made a game that is so much better than what studios have made. It's insane. So
Yeah, he deserves all the success he got.
yeah, I have played this game, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times at this point. I always have fun, and I've done it at the beginning multiple times at this point. I love the visual style of the game. I think it gives you a lot of things to do, whether that's farming, whether that's raising animals, mining, going through the different floors, fighting the monsters, turning in stuff to the Adventurers Guild, building a relationship with people, going and talking to the wizard and doing stuff for him, trying to figure out how to get into the sewer, or going down to the beach, like you were doing, living down there fishing for weeks on end, basically being the breadwinner while we're trying to get the property
Yeah, I was making
not
money.
dilapidated anymore. So
I almost got my fishing maxed out. I think
Yeah.
I'm like level 9 or something.
and then just all the little mini things, like you just like find random stuff, you take it to the museum, like there's just always something to do, and it has like such a good like feeling the whole time you're playing the game. Like like days feel so short because you're just so busy all the
They
time
go
in the
quick.
game. Which is a good and bad thing, because I'm just like, I wasn't done, but like you're like, well, you technically have all the time in the world, like why am I in a hurry? So yeah, the fact that they even added, because when this game came out, it had 0 multiplayer. And not only did he add multiplayer, he made it up to 4-player. There's also, and I've never done this part, but you can have different themes and layouts for your farm as well. So
Yeah, I noticed that.
pretty cool. I'm super looking forward to his next game. We're not here to talk about that, but he is working on another game right now, which is
The Willy Wonka.
similar kind of style of game.
Yeah.
The Chocolatier or something like that. So Haunted Chocolatier. But yeah, the game also has a very unique visual style, which most of these games kind of do. But I think where he kind of like stands apart, a lot of these games are usually 3D games. This is a 2D like pixel game, so which screams to me as well. So I love pixel art games. Yeah. I don't really. I'm gonna try to, I guess, think of some negative stuff, because otherwise, I'm just gonna gush about the game. I really, really enjoy this game. If I had any, I guess, like criticisms, I do think the days could be a pinch longer. I do.
They go quick.
Find myself like running home a lot of times, because after I did a couple of chores and I went to go do one thing, also I'm like, oh crap, it's time to go to bed, and then I'm rushing back. And I know there's later on when you unlock the mine carts and stuff like that, it makes it a little easier to get around town, but early game is kind of stressful. And then they made some changes since last time I played, and this time the community center used to just open up and you could just turn stuff in, and now it has more of a like progression like type thing going on with it, and I don't think that was a good change. So I'm not a fan of that so much, but other than that,
Yeah, it feels like they did a lot of things to kind of create more of a narrative experience.
yeah. Other than that, I don't think I really have anything major to complain about. It scratches all the right itches for me. It's literally a game I can play anytime. So
Yeah, I don't think I have any complaints.
yeah, I just have nitpicks.
Yeah.
It's hard to call them complaints. So
Yeah.
yeah, Concerned Ape, fantastic game. You don't need to be told. You've been told both by people and by their money. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your next game for sure.
Definitely. This was interesting to hop into because I picked this up when it first came out. I played on PC. When I heard that they were going to implement multiplayer, I was like, I'll just come back for that, because you guys know me. I love multiplayer. I think almost every game should have multiplayer. And I know a lot of people are going to get pissed about hearing that, because they're going to be like, oh, tacking on that will make the game worse. Like, if you can do it in a way that doesn't compromise the game, definitely add multiplayer, because I love playing games with people. But yeah, I remember picking up the game, though, just because I was like, oh, this is like, oh, God.
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon, thank you. Very old school, which is kind of cool. Also cool to see like one person working on it, which, explains why it's all 2D and pixel art, but it definitely has a charm to it. But, you think of one person doing this, it's like, it'd be very hard to do 3D or like, more advanced visuals. But the game has a visual charm to it. I mean, the whole game has just a vibe to it. But yeah, came back when the co-op first came out, and there was like some issues and certain things you couldn't do with each other. I was like, well, shit, I'll come back to this when they get this completely finished. And then one other time, like a year or two later, I came back by myself, which was a mistake, to see if like I could get into it. And I was like, I appreciate it. I like that he did this, but like I'm just not in the mood to play this right now. So jump forward to this month, finally playing it like co-op and having no issues with the co-op that I can think of. And I was finally able to get into it, which is great. I've always appreciated this game. I've always appreciated the story of the guy working on it. I've always thought all of the praise was valid, but playing it after a couple hours, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. I get why everyone loves this game. I was just enjoying it. At first, I'm trying to get used to like wake up. What do I do? I'm just like wandering around, start breaking rocks and shit.
Just go.
I like get tired. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Just walk back to bed. We found out later if you get in bed, you can get some of your energy back, and there's things you can eat and drink, stuff like that that'll get your energy back. But I was just like, okay, so I just do whatever the fuck I want. So it's like, I'm gonna go fish. I'm gonna go see what that's like. And so I went and did that, and I was enjoying that enough. But then I realized as I leveled, it started like unlocking things that I had access to, and I was like, well, shit, I want more stuff. So I kept fishing, and then I was like, what happens if you like max out fishing? I only got to level 9. I think 10's the max, so I'm on my way. But I was doing a lot of fishing. I started really appreciating that. The fishing is like a fun little mini game. It's like every game's got fishing. Some games have better mechanics than others. This one's simple, but like it's a fun system.
It's a little more involved than most games, I'd say.
Yeah, especially early on when you have to actually like fight the fish. Yeah, but then some fish will get, and I think this is smart. While you're trying to get a fish, a treasure box or chest will appear on the line as well, and you can try to capture the chest and the fish at the same time, which allows you to compensate for not walking around and exploring and finding things. Yeah. While you're still fishing, you can still find cool like loot, which I thought was a really smart idea. And it doesn't happen all the time too. So when it does, you're like, oh shit, I'm going to try and get this. And yeah, we shared money. I think you can play where it has individual money as well, which I think would be probably the smarter thing to do with 4 people, unless you're all on the same page. But me and you typically, work together just fine. So we shared money, communicated when we're buying things, stuff like that. The fishing did make a lot of money for us early on, which was nice because I was just enjoying fishing and checking out the progression anyway. But we're making money. You're buying stuff for the farm, and yeah, that was cool. I didn't do a whole lot in terms of the social aspects. I was trying to talk to the one chick
picked one of the harder ones.
The first chick who talked shit to me, I was like, I'm gonna marry that chick.
Can't remember her name, but the blonde girl.
I was working towards her, but I didn't get very far.
I have married her sister in previous playthroughs.
Okay.
And the girl who works at the bar I've married. So
Gotcha.
I was trying to marry the school teacher this time. I'm bad with names. I think her name's Penny.
Also, the place where you like take stuff to put it on the shelves.
The library.
Yeah, that was kind of neat to find all these like collectibles basically and complete the collection. That felt good, especially in co-op, because I'd go in there and sometimes had already put stuff there as well. So it felt like we were collectively working towards building this collection. Also working towards all the goals of the community center, kind of gave it a task feeling to the game that gamified it a bit, which I liked. I only did like 1 or 2 of like the side quests, like missions on the board, but that's a nice little touch. I was fishing anyway, so I would check it and it's like, go get a mackerel or whatever. I'm like, okay. And then I'd go to the ocean and start fishing there, or in the river, have terrible fucking luck there. Go to the lake. All the narrative stuff I think is neat as well. Adds a lot of charm to the game. When you talk to like a fucking wizard that's there for some reason, except for he was never there when I needed to go there. Also, I love the events in the game. I think it's really neat that there's like town events that adds like lore and like a sense of like, for a 2D game that looks the way it does, like a sense of like feeling alive. Like the people in the town actually have a community and like things are happening and you can like interact and socialize, and there's like event only things you can buy. So like every time we went to an event, I would like check the vendor. I'm like, oh shit, there's flamingos I can buy during this event. So I bought some for my house because I don't know when the next time I'm gonna have the ability to buy these. So that kind of stuff's really fucking neat. And yeah, also the general stuff you get from games like this, where you're like, you start out and your farm's like a mess and you're cleaning it up and then you start building stuff. It's always neat to see like go from one thing to another. We didn't upgrade our houses in this playthrough. We're buying other things, but we got the chicken coop. But in the past, I've played the game, I upgraded my house before, so I have seen that, at least the first upgrade. So that's kind of an interesting system. But yeah, we were definitely getting somewhere. We had crops growing, stuff like that. You were in the dungeon a lot.
Yeah, starting my life on that one.
Yeah, I didn't go in there because the last time I played, I was spending more time in the dungeon. This time I wanted to do something else, so I did the fishing.
Yeah, I always try to avoid it, but you always end up needing metal.
Yeah,
and so
that was one thing too that was kind of neat about the co-op experience as opposed to playing by yourself, is you only have a day to do things, and so when you're playing by yourself, you have to choose what to go do. Whereas like we had more coverage with 2 people, let alone if you had 4 people, you probably get a lot done.
Oh, sure. Someone could stay at the farm all day.
Exactly.
So.
But like while you're in the dungeon doing stuff there, I was fishing, so we're always making money. And I was getting random loot from that, and you were getting whatever you needed to get out of the dungeon.
Materials. But
yeah. So that felt fulfilling in the sense that even though we're doing our own things, it was collectively working towards a greater goal.
The homestead.
Yep. The greater good. And yeah, I successfully got hooked to this game and have been thinking about it since the last time we played it. I would like to play it more, which sucks because I have a bunch of games I'd like to play more right now. I have like fucking 8 games right now I want to play. But Stardew Valley, a game that's been out for years now, is on that list right now, which is annoying because I'm like, I want to play more of that. I want to get my fishing maxed out. I want to start working on other things. I want to get things upgraded, and I'd like to get through a year. I want to see what the seasons are like, because we just got to summer. We played through spring basically. I think we played the game for like 8 hours.
It's not a small game.
Yeah, but in that 8 hours, I had a lot of fun. I want to see more of the game, and I know there's things that only show up in summer and things that only show up in fall and winter. Certain fish or whatever. Year 2 events. There's just a lot packed into this game, which goes back to what we started with. The praise of this game is warranted. The dude who made it did a fantastic job. Everything that is said about him in positive light is absolutely earned. The game is super charming, so packed full of content, puts a lot of games to shame, specifically AAA games. Shows that games like this definitely can bring in interest from not only people looking for this kind of genre, but also people who had no idea they were even interested in games like this. And is definitely in the Mount Rushmore of indie titles that show where, the passion and ideas are at in gaming is in the indie sphere. Definitely has a spot there. And I got to definitely confirm that for myself playing it in the time that we played it this month. So really good game. Really enjoy it. Would like to play more. So it's an awesome game.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Recommendations. If you're into any kind of cozy games, any kind of farming sims, if you liked, I can't remember the name again. Harvest Moon. Holy shit. I'm so into this game, I forgot Harvest Moon existed.
Harvest Moon technically is dead.
Yeah.
The guy
it's called something else now, right?
Story Seasons is the actual the continuation of that. Harvest Moon does exist, but Natsume owns it, not the person who originally made it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, if you're into games like that, I would recommend this. Or like my stay at Portia and Sandrock, wherever the fuck those games are called, or my time. If you're into games like that, definitely check this out. You already did, though. It's like the most famous one. I don't really need to recommend this to anybody because it's so famous and so big that you either you know of it, you played it, you found out if you like it or not. But we got to go through the motions. If you're into, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if for some reason you haven't played it and you've listened to this whole thing, I would implore you to try it.
Yeah, yeah, try it out. Loose recommendation, everybody should check it out.
Yeah,
see what the fuss is about.
Everything.
But yeah, if you're into games where you multiplayer, you play with people and like work together on certain goals, check it out. If you're into like story centric kind of craft your own story games, where you can like marry whoever you want, romance people. If you like games where you romance people, you can do that in this. If you like games where you like, progress and get more stuff to build and stuff like that, check it out. Like survival games, but this isn't a survival game. And yeah, if you're into like charming indie games that have like style and flair to them that you only get in the indie sphere, check it out.
Yeah.
Tasks and micromanaging if you're into that.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I'm really going to add is if, especially because of the co-op aspect of it now. Well, I guess it has been for a while, but it's a really good game, I think, to play with another person as well, especially maybe someone who's maybe not into video games a whole lot as well, because it's something that they can like. You had brought up the example, we were both doing our own thing, but it went towards like the greater picture, right? Mm-hmm. Someone who is just kind of like doing whatever, while like maybe you're running off, taking care of some stuff, they could still have that enjoyment and participate in that with you type of thing. So whether that's a significant other or that's a friend or a child or something.
I know a bunch of people who play this game with a significant other.
Yeah. One is because you don't have to marry the NPCs as well. You can marry the other player. So.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's a choice basically in the game, and
that's
interesting. And I do think it lends itself really well to a co-op game. So,
yeah, there's so many ideas in this game. It's so neat.
Yeah.
The amount of things, the layers to it, that definitely just came from like a single mind. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other recommendations?
Oh.
I grade it. First.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna give it a really strong A, almost an A plus. I feel like it'd be going a little strong for somebody who hasn't completed 1 year in the game, but from what I've experienced so far, I think it's fantastic. And on a pure gameplay design level, just the amount of ideas, the vision that this guy was able to just put into the game. It's like, it feels like a complete fucking package. It's like people complain about the whole game, and this game was in early access for a long time. But what we're reviewing now, what we're playing now is like a complete package that like, I just look at like other AAA devs and shit out there who can't even complete a fucking game, and obviously their games are bigger and crazier, I guess, in some ways, but like that one dude was able to just make this full ass experience that just like has so much to offer. It's just awesome. It's like such a great example of like just how fucking good indie games are. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I need to play it more. I feel like playing it further, I'll probably end up giving it an A plus. I think it's just a really fantastic game.
I mean, for me, it is an A plus game. It does, it's not like, obviously it's gonna be hard to compare it like to different genres of games and stuff like that. But for what it is, I think it just literally offers everything I want out of the genre. I think the only thing it doesn't do that I have found better in like for like Harvestella, for example, is a type of game like this that that's a very story centric game that had like this huge like save the world story basically. This is not that kind of game, so like that maybe is something it's missing, but there's plenty of stories to be had in the game and experiences and whatnot. And I've played this game, I already brought this up, but I've played this game multiple times at this point. I've played the beginning of this game every one of those times, and it never is a drag. So it's basically become a timeless game for me at this point. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely, it's one of those games that I could always come back to. It never gets uninstalled just because I might want to play it. So
Yeah, fair. I was thinking about downloading on PC, but I kind of want to continue just the save we had. I don't know if I want to restart or not.
I'm fine with either decision. So
yeah, yeah, but yeah. You gave it an A+. I gave it an A, almost an A+. It's a fantastic game. We both definitely like it. Anything else?
No.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Stardew Valley. I almost said Harvest Moon. It finally came back to me.
I remember the name.
Yeah, finally. What do you think of it? I'm sure you've played it. And if you have played it, do you like it? Do you not like it? If you do like it, what do you like about it? If you don't like it, what don't you like about it? Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you play and you're like, it's not into the genre. Or maybe you think it sucks. That'd be crazy.
I know plenty of people who've tried and they can't get into it. So
sure. I mean, I was having problems getting into it, and I even appreciated it. I was just like, I'm just not in the mood to play a game like this right now.
For sure.
But it finally clicked for me. What's some of your favorite things about it, though? Are you excited for his next game? When you do play, how do you play? Who do you marry? Who have you married? And have you played it with a significant other? Let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below when it comes to Stardew Valley. Well, I'm just done with that name now, apparently. And done with this episode. I am tired. So, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you, Chevy, for joining for this. Stay tuned. We will be reviewing Cork Keeper, right?
Yep.
That's the name of that?
That's the name.
And we did our community pick game of the month wheel. We eliminated all 31 of you guys' picks. So if you want to find out what we'll be playing in October, it will blow your fucking mind what game got through to the end and what games are the runner-ups. So watch that. And I've been Seth, this was Chevy. Until the next episode, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.